What's going on, guys? We're back from our trip. The trip was, I would say, 90% successful. Our Tint World pop-up meet went good. Drift Symphony was one of the best events I've ever been to. Though we had a little issue, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The day after Drift Symphony, or actually the night of, we drove through the night all the way to Nashville to do a pistol course, a red dot course with Scott Judlinski from Modern Samurai Project. It was about 1 hour's sleep, and I think we held our own. We had a great time. Scott's an amazing instructor. And then after that, we drove home last night, got home about 10 or 11 o'clock, and now it's the morning. We've got the car unloaded, and we're pulling the motor. This is the story of my life. We talked about this a couple videos ago, how we lost some motors this year, and it looks like that luck has not changed. So we need to regroup. So yeah, definitely need to regroup. We've got little sweet baby Olive here hanging out at the shop.
Yes, and I'm trying to
Baby,
blow this up.
It is hard. It is hard. So we've got the toolbox out of the trailer. We've got a nice workbench here, and I've got Jackson, who's always here helping me, and my little brother Matthew.
Hi.
Who's here. And we're gonna yank this motor out, and I'm gonna show you guys the damage. I already know what it looks like underneath, but I'm gonna wait to show you guys until it's out. We've got all the harness pulled out, and now Jackson's pulling the power steering. We've got the front end loose and ready to come off. We'll drain some coolant. Shouldn't take too long, but we'll get her out here in a minute. All right, 1 hour later-ish. It's out. This is a bone stock LS3 from GM as a cam. And so we've got that hole in the block there. And we've got this hole in the pan there. And I'm sure we're gonna find more goodies, but first thing we had to get it out of the car. So. There's another one right here. Get a hammer. Keep going with that. Just keep going. Good pry bar. That's a big one, but
Yeah, I'd use the first one. Let's see this one.
what is that?
I see rings. Rings of pistons.
There it is. All right. Go ahead and stick a socket on the front of that fucker. Oh, there's your plugs in it still? Yeah. Yeah. Guys, this is not good. There is a significant amount of water in our oil. When I drained the oil, water came out first, which is concerning. And I'm not really sure why. That's a piece of piston. Everybody's saying, I don't think it's GM block. They're great. Jackson's favorite motor. You still want one?
No.
All right, well, we're gonna dig deeper. All right, so it's been a couple days since I've been at the shop. Last time I was here, we pulled the motor out, and I'll kind of show you guys what we found here in a second. But the shop needed a huge cleanup. It was a disaster. We kind of ripped this thing out quickly. We didn't know what we were gonna do. We were maybe going to try and get a motor in it so we could make it's not really an event, but we were gonna go out to Arkansas to Walther to give some ride-alongs to some employees and see the HQ. It was gonna be sick, but this put a damper on that, and we're basically calling it done for the year. So we are officially in the off season, which means we're gonna take this car, not all the way apart, but we're gonna change some stuff, and we'll talk about that in later videos. But with that, we needed storage. So basically we used the big trailer that's out there when we're not using it as kind of storage. Then we have another trailer out there. Probably can't see it, hold on. There it is. We have another trailer out there that we also use as storage. But there's certain things that we don't want in a cold ass trailer all winter long. So we went to the store today and Mo picked out a big shelf, and we're gonna kind of outfit this with all the parts that we want to keep in the shop during the winter.
Tell them we're stocking the fridge.
Oh, yeah, and we're putting waters in the fridge. So here's the motor, the LS3 that was in the car. A couple things. We bought a GM Performance LS3 after our big expensive motor blew up, and it was just to really get us by, but we thought it'd last longer than this, and come to find out, GM does not build those motors anymore. They're actually built in Mexico. I found that out last night. So if we go over here, and we looked at our logs, and our logs were perfect, but I think that's because we spun a bearing, and it was blocking the oil passage. And when it did that, we never saw a dip in oil pressure. So you can see here on this rod cap, it's very blue. It got very hot. And we're not running an AccuSump, we're running just a normal wet sump with baffles in the pan. And basically, you know, we're running a quart over. It's kind of what the recipe for LS is. This isn't my first LS, I know how this goes. But we've had some bad luck this year. We have a couple cranks here. This is a Texas Speed crank, and this is a Compstar 4-inch crank. So we have two cranks and a block that is actually over here. There's a block. This is a good block that we have. And we're gonna give the LS another try because it would cost too much money to switch engine platforms. As shitty as this has been, we're gonna try, I don't want to say one more time, but we're gonna try again. And this time we're gonna do things differently. So there'll be updates on that soon. Also, something you guys haven't seen, you know, a lot of the YouTube channels you guys watch, the guys are running GSR, G-Force gearboxes in their drift cars. And I wanted to show you the competitor, not really a competitor, but the alternative to a GSR from G-Force is an Andrews box. These are very cool transmissions. We thought we lost a tail shaft seal here, but come to find out, the vent was just blowing gear oil out of the top of the trans, which is probably because I overfilled it, I'm assuming. So we need to figure that out, but it's a beautiful transmission. Andy Seehausen made us custom linkage rods for the shifter. Looks really good. That's kind of where we're at. So we'll talk more about the engine stuff later, but right now it's just kind of cleanup. We're just getting ready for the off season. We have something else that I haven't talked about yet. It's kind of in the works, and I can't really show you guys, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's something else.
The quick put screws.
All right. Shelf is complete. Freeing up a ton of space. This is pretty much everything out of the car that we're keeping right now. I'm gonna throw away this oil cooler. It's contaminated. We'll clean up this fan. But yeah, what do you think, Mo?
Looks good.
Shit off the floor. We kind of just had clutter everywhere on different benches. And Mo likes a clean bench. So we got a bubble wrap wheel. Yeah, we got bubble wrap at Menards. We're gonna wrap up these cranks. This Texas Speed one is probably the one that's in the best shape. Just needs a little buff, not bad. And this is the crank that I want to use for the new motor, but it did have a spun bearing on it. You can see it right there. I'm hoping that this is savable because I don't want to buy another one of these cranks. They're expensive. And it's not old, so yeah, I want to use it. Well, we're gonna start tearing this thing down. I've already kind of got a jump start here. From the last motor exploding, there's just oil everywhere. So went ahead and pulled our catch can, our expansion tank. Basically going to get everything out of the engine bay so we can give it a nice deep clean. You can see right here on my steering rack, one of the oil pans that we ended up using this year didn't clear it very good. The Sicky pan actually clears really good, but we blew a hole in the bottom of it. So we had to improvise real quickly. And temporarily, we had to do that. That sucked. Inside, we got the dash out. Some of the wiring's just kind of sitting on the tunnel there. All of those electronics are actually going to have to be moved because we're going to cut out the tunnel to fit our bell housing better. It's a really tight fit currently, and it's just not working. So we're going to fix that so it's easier to work on. And then back here, you can see I've started taking some of the plumbing off of the fuel cell. This year we ran a deadhead setup, essentially. So the regulator was on the back of the car, and then we ran a return off the regulator to the tank. And just to be safe, we're gonna go with like a full return system. Trying to give this car every chance at a long life. So we're just going to change a lot of stuff that we think may have been a contributing factor or could cause an issue in the future. Thanks for watching the video. Even the boring ones, we'll keep them coming. Maybe have some exciting ones in the near future. Make sure to like, comment twice actually for the algorithm, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Later.